When we imagine the possibility of California seceding from the United States and emerging as an independent nation, we're not just entertaining a political fantasy. We're exploring the profound complexities of what it means to build a country from the ground up in the 21st century. California, often dubbed the Golden State, is a land of extremes. Its natural wealth and cultural influence are enormous, but so are the challenges it would face in breaking away from the Union. To truly understand what independence would mean for California, we need to look deeply at both its unique strengths and the formidable obstacles that stand in its way. Let's begin by examining the reasons why California, among all U.S. states, might have the best odds of making it as a standalone nation. The first and most obvious strength lies in its economy. As of 2025, California boasts the world's fifth largest economy, outpacing countries like the United Kingdom and India. This remarkable economic engine is fueled by diverse sectors. Silicon Valley, the heart of global technology innovation, drives not only the state's fortunes, but those of the entire planet. The Central Valley's sprawling farmlands produce a substantial portion of America's fruits, vegetables, and nuts, making California not just a breadbasket for the United States, but a vital supplier for international markets as well. Hollywood, the global epicenter of film and entertainment, generates culture and soft power that reaches every corner of the globe. Meanwhile, California's coastal cities, with their world-class ports, enable bustling international trade, and its tourism industry draws millions from around the world to landmarks like Disneyland, Yosemite, and the Pacific coastline. The state's commitment to green energy and environmental policy also sets it apart. California leads in solar, wind, and geothermal power, charting a path toward a more sustainable future. But California's strengths are not merely economic. Its natural resources are a crucial asset. From the fertile soils of the Central Valley to the sun-soaked deserts and the rich marine life along its Pacific coastline, California is endowed with the capacity to feed its own people and sustain a robust export market. Its ports provide direct access to the world's largest economies across the Pacific Rim, making international trade a natural fit for an independent California. Energy production, though still dependent in part on imports, is buoyed by investments in renewables and innovation. Culturally, California stands apart even within the United States. Its population is famously diverse, with immigrants from every continent calling it home. This multiculturalism gives California a global perspective, fostering innovation and resilience. Politically and socially, California is often at the forefront of progressive movements, setting trends that ripple through the nation and beyond. Its universities, tech companies, and creative industries attract talent from around the world, giving it a unique cosmopolitan identity. With these strengths, it's easy to imagine California as a successful independent nation. Its economic clout would allow it to negotiate favorable trade agreements, attract international investment, and play a significant role in global affairs. Los Angeles and San Francisco, already major international cities, would become even more central as gateways between the Americas and Asia. The presence of global companies, Apple, Google, Disney, and others, would provide a foundation for continued prosperity. Yet, the road to independence is anything but smooth. The first and most fundamental obstacle is legal. The U.S. Constitution does not provide a legal pathway for a state to secede unilaterally. The Supreme Court, in Texas v. White, made it clear that states cannot leave the Union without federal consent, a scenario that is virtually unimaginable given California's economic and strategic importance to the rest of the country. Any attempt at secession would likely be met with fierce resistance, not just in courtrooms and legislatures, but potentially through economic sanctions or even military intervention. The presence of U.S. military bases and federal assets throughout California would become immediate flashpoints of contention. Beyond legality, there is the issue of federal dependence. While California is a net contributor to the federal budget, many of its residents rely on federal programs for healthcare, education, and disaster relief. Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security are lifelines for millions. The state would need to rapidly establish its own currency, central bank, and welfare systems. Building a military and a new national bureaucracy would take years, if not decades. In the interim, gaps in funding and services could leave the population vulnerable, especially in times of crisis like wildfires or earthquakes. Another critical challenge is the issue of water and energy. California's vast agricultural sector and sprawling cities depend heavily on imports of water from the Colorado River and energy from neighboring states. Secession would turn these interstate agreements into international negotiations overnight. If relations soured, access to these vital resources could be restricted or become more expensive, threatening California's food production and daily life. Internal division poses yet another risk. While support for progressive policies is strong in coastal and urban areas, California is far from monolithic. The Central Valley and other inland regions are more conservative, and many residents in those areas might oppose secession, some even preferring to remain part of the United States. This internal discord could lead to political instability, and in the worst case, calls for regions to break away from California itself. So, could California stand alone as a country? On paper, the answer is yes. It has the population as, land, economic might, and natural resources required to function as an independent nation. Its innovative spirit and global connections would serve it well on the world stage. But in practice, the path to independence would be fraught with legal, political, and economic peril. The state would face immediate pushback from the federal government, risk internal fragmentation, and struggle to replace the complex web of support and infrastructure that currently comes from Washington, D.C. Secession is not just a matter of waving a new flag or declaring independence. It would demand decades of careful planning, negotiation, and institution building. For California, the dream of independence is both tantalizing and daunting, a powerful reminder of the ties that bind states together and the staggering complexities involved in creating a nation from scratch. What do you think about the idea of California becoming its own independent nation? Do you see more opportunities or challenges ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective on this fascinating topic. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Your support helps us bring more thought-provoking discussions straight to you. Thanks for watching.